Hey, how y'all doing out there? Back at you again with another video. Today I'd like to do a quick comparison between the Google Pixel 2 XL and the Google Pixel 3a XL. Now, of course, you can pick both of these up, eBay or Amazon. You get different prices. Now, my question to you is, which one should you pick up? Now, I'm going to try to answer that with this video. Now, the Google Pixel 2 XL was released in 2018. This device right here, and keep in mind this is a flagship device, the Google Pixel 2 XL flagship device. The Pixel 3a XL was released in 2019. This is a mid-range device, okay? The Google Pixel 3 XL is the flagship, so this is the mid-tier device right here. So of course there's going to be some subtle differences, but not that many as you would think. All right, now when it comes to price, the Google Pixel 2 XL, you can find it at eBay for $237 brand new, or $200 open box, or $120 refurbished through Amazon. No, open box, I'm sorry, $200, $237 brand new, $200 open box, $120 refurbished, and on Amazon, you can find it for $150 renewed. But it's important to keep in mind, read the description so you'll know what type of device you're getting as far as scratches or, what kind of shape the device is. So you have to read the description when it comes to the device. Don't just see the price and just automatically just grab the device. You got to see what kind of condition it is. Is it in A condition, B condition, or C condition? Usually all that stuff will be in the description, so you have to read that. Now with the Google Pixel 3a XL, on eBay, you can get it for $330 brand new, $190 refurbished, and $230 open box. And on Amazon, you can find it for $385 brand new, $328 renewed. Once again, you must read the description. Okay? So it's going to be a little more expensive on Amazon with the 3a XL. And it's definitely be a lot cheaper on eBay. With both devices, you're going to find lower prices on eBay as opposed to Amazon. Now, some people prefer Amazon better because they renew devices. They put a 90-day guarantee on them. As for eBay, it's more like 30 days. So, it's just going to depend on which one you feel more comfortable with. You may go with Amazon because the guarantee is longer, or you may go with eBay. Now, if I'm going to go with eBay, what I do, I usually get a device that's brand new. That way, I don't really have to worry about it. But if you're going to get it refurbished, open box, used or anything like that, you got to be careful. Check the description. You could also, sometimes they offer warranties on those devices. So you just got to check for all those things. You got to do your due diligence before you decide to spend any money. And that's pretty much with anything in life. You want to get the best price, for your money. You spending your money, you want to get the best price. All right. Now, let's get into the device. First thing I want to talk about is the design. Now, the design on both of these phones is pretty much the same. They're pretty exactly the same. Okay? Now, there is one, maybe two differences, and I'll tell you about it right now. I'll get these straight. All right, turn the screen off real quick. All right. Two subtle differences, and I'm going to tell you right now. Now, with this device, you got a 6-inch display, and you got a 6-inch display here. Only differences when it comes to design as far as the front of the device, not the back, is that the bezels are a little bit bigger. Well, the way they implement the bezels on this phone is different than how they implement it on this phone. And also, the 3a XL is wider than the 2 XL. Now, I'll turn both screens on so I can show you what I mean, if you can see the difference. It's a subtle difference. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's something you'll notice. Now, look up at the top of the bezel. See how the Pixel 2 XL, how it's curved at the top? See how it's not that curved that much on a 3a XL? So it doesn't look that great. Like, they didn't implement it very well on this one. This one, it looks a whole lot better. And also, you can see the bezel on the sides of the 2XL as opposed to the 3AXL. You could see bezel, but it's very, very thin. So the implementation of how they did the bezels on these devices is different. I think they did it a lot better on the 3AXL, the way they implemented the bezels. Okay? So design, pretty much the same design except for the implementation of the bezels on the front and the width. The 3AXL is a little bit wider than the 2XL. All right. Next thing, build quality. With the Google Pixel 2 XL, you got Gorilla Glass on the front and the back. With the 3AXL, you got this dragon tail glass on the front and on the back. So you don't have an aluminum frame. This has an aluminum frame. I forgot to mention this one doesn't. Now, as far as build quality concerned, me using both devices, even though I use cases on all my devices, but if you're going to use either one without a case, you'll be fine. The build quality on both are excellent, very, very good. Whether you go with Gorilla Glass or Dragon Tail Glass, you're going to like the build quality on either. You don't have to use a case on either. You don't have to worry about fingerprints on either if you decide not to use a case. I always use a case because it gives me extra grip on the phone, and I don't want to drop my phone, dent it, scratch it in any way. That's just me. I always use cases. But you'll like the build quality on either device. All right, next. With the Pixel 2 XL, you got a 6-inch Quad HD OLED display with 530 PPIs. So it has a gorgeous display with a Quad HD display. Of course, that Samsung made. So the display on the 2 XL is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Now, with the Google Pixel 3a XL, you got also a 6-inch. This is the difference. 1080p AMOLED display with 402 PPIs. Now, you may say, okay, you got one of these with a Quad HD, you got one just 1080p. So automatically, you're probably thinking that this one is better. Well, to my eyes and based on my experience, this is a better looking display. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad looking display by any means. Both of these displays are absolutely beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're great. But this one, to me, the 3AXL looks better, and it also gets brighter. So, in my opinion, you're going to get a better display on the 3AXL, to my eyes. Now, some of you out there, y'all might disagree. This is just my opinion based on what I see and my experience with both devices. So, keep that in mind. So, in your eyes, you could say that I'm wrong. You could say the Quad HD looks better. But to my eyes, this 1080p AMOLED display looks better, and it definitely gets brighter. But I'm not saying it looks much better than the Google Pixel 2 XL, because it don't look much better, but it does look a little bit better to me. All right, next thing. Pixel 2 Pixel 2 XL is upgradable to Android 11. So right now it's still on Android 10. Android 11 hasn't come out yet, but when Android 11 does get released, it will get Android 11. The Google Pixel 3a XL is running also Android 10, but it will get Android 12 because Google is going to support this phone for 3 years. So you're still going to get 2 more upgrades as opposed to only 1 more upgrade on your Pixel 2 XL. So this device is going to last longer as far as updates than this device. That's if you care about that. Next thing, Pixel 2 XL, 4 gigs of RAM. Pixel 3a XL, 4 gigs of RAM. Next, Pixel 2 XL, 64 gigs of RAM. Pixel 3a XL, 64 gigs of RAM. Pixel 2 AXL dual front-facing speakers, front-facing stereo speakers, I might add. With the 3a XL, you also have dual stereo speakers. Now the difference is you have 2 front-firing speakers on the Pixel 2 XL, Both speakers are on the front firing. With the 3AXL, you got a speaker at the bottom and you got the other speaker coming through the earpiece. That's the difference. Okay. Now you may say that's going to make a whole lot of difference. It absolutely doesn't. Not to my hearing, not to what, I heard between the two. It does not make a difference at all. It really don't. Actually, now you may ask, well, which one sounds better? To my ears, the Google Pixel 3 AXL sounds better. You're getting louder speakers and you're getting a little more depth of sound as far as the stereo sound with the 3 AXL. Now, I'm not saying this one sounds bad, but this one just sounds better. Louder and got better sound. Okay? So you're going to get great sound on either. But if you want better sound, you go with the 3 AXL. Next thing. Pixel 2 XL has an always-on display, and the Google 3 AXL has an always-on display. Both always-on displays are identical. They're the same, and they're non-functional, so they do the same thing. But they both have it. Pixel 2 XL, fingerprint sensor on the rear. Pixel 3 AXL, fingerprint sensor on the rear. Both are great. Both are 100% accurate. No issues with the fingerprint sensor. Next thing, Google Pixel X2 XL, 3,520 milliamp battery, and the Pixel 3 AXL, a 3,700 milliamp battery. Now you may say, which one gives better battery life? Well, in my experience, they're both even. With light to medium, you're going to get 2 days out of the Google Pixel 2 XL, and with medium to heavy, you'll get a day and a half. With the Google Pixel 3 AXL, you're going to get light to moderate, 2 days, medium to heavy, day and a half. So it's even. Even though this battery's bigger, both get the same amount of battery life based on my experience with the device. Now, keep in mind, when you're talking about battery life was always going to vary depending on how you use your device. If you're shooting a bunch of 4K video, taking photos, and doing a whole lot of intensive things, playing games on your device, you're going to run the battery down a lot faster. Okay? Now, I don't shoot a lot of 4K video. I don't shoot a ton of photos. I don't do that. Now, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I watch a lot of movies. I stream videos. I stream music, things like that. I surf the net. That's about it. That's about as intensive as I get with my device. And I always have the brightness at 100%. But if you do all those other things I said, you're going to use up the battery quicker. So it's all going to depend. And it's also going to depend on your signal strength. If you're someplace where you get poor signal strength, especially with your Wi-Fi or either your carrier, and it's always searching for a signal, you might pull more battery that way as well. So keep in mind, when people say, oh, the battery life is terrible on the device, that's their experience with the device based on how they use it. Everybody uses their devices differently. So don't take somebody's word as, the main thing and run with it. Take it with a grain of salt because your experience with the device may be totally different than theirs is. All right? So you're going to get great battery life on either device. Next thing. The Pixel 2 XL, IP68 water and dust resistant. The Google Pixel 3 AXL, no IP rating at all. So if that's a big deal to you, if that matters, then you want to go to Google Pixel 2 XL. If you're worrying about, your phone getting dunked in water, or you don't want to worry, like if you go swimming or to the beach, you don't want to have to worry about it getting wet and it's going to survive, then you go with that one. But if that's not an issue for you, if water damage is not an issue, then you go with the 3 AXL. Next thing, Google Pixel 2 XL NFC, the Google Pixel 3 AXL NFC. Next, the Pixel 2 XL, the Squeezeology, you have that for the Google Assistant. Also, with the 3 AXL, you have the Squeezeology for the Google Assistant. So you can squeeze either one and you'll bring up the Google Assistant. So if that's something you like, you're going to get it on both devices. Now, that's definitely something that I enjoy. Next thing, The Pixel 2 XL, no headphone jack. Now, for those of you that a headphone jack matters, then you don't want this device. If you need a headphone jack, you don't want this device. Or if you don't mind using the dongle or some USB Type-C headphones, then I say go with it. But if you are a person that prefers the headphone jack, then you don't want this device. However, the Google Pixel 3 AXL does have a headphone jack. Now, I'm going to say this. The Pixel phones don't have the best audio quality, in my opinion, based on not just my opinion, but just based on my opinion and my experience. They just don't have great audio quality that come through the headphones, whether it's a headphone jack or the USB Type-C port. They just don't. Now, that's something they really should get better at. You know, put an equalizer on there, put a DAC in there, make it sound better, but it's average at best. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right, next thing. Pixel 2 XL Snapdragon 865 with an octa-core processor and the Adreno GPU 530 GPU. Remember, this is a flagship device. With the Google Pixel 3 AXL, you got the Snapdragon 670 octa-core processor with the Adreno 615 GPU. Now, this one has a higher GPU, but this one has, a flagship processor in it with the Snapdragon 865. Sorry, not 865, 835. I apologize for that. 835. I wrote this down wrong. So it has the 835 Snapdragon. Okay. All right. Now I'll tell you this. Based on my experience with both, they both run very smooth and they both run very fast. So you're not going to have any issues to me with the software. They're pretty much even. Now this one may run just a tad bit faster, but you're really not going to notice the difference, to be honest with you. Okay? You're just not. They both run fast, smooth, and fluid. Next thing. Google Pixel 2 XL, no expandable memory. Google Pixel 3 AXL, no expandable memory. So you're not getting expandable memory on either, because Google has never put expandable memory in their devices. That's something they really should change, but they just haven't. So keep that in mind. Next thing, the Pixel 2 XL, no wireless charging. The Google Pixel 3 AXL, no wireless charging. Now, it's unfortunate, but if you don't care about wireless charging, doesn't matter. Next thing, the Pixel 2 XL, Bluetooth 5.0. The Google 3 AXL, Bluetooth 5.0. Next thing, the Pixel 2 XL, call screening and voice transcribe. The Google Pixel 3 AXL, same thing, call screening and voice transcribe. Next thing, Google Pixel 2 XL, 10.5 watt fast charging 2.0. The Google Pixel 3 AXL, 18 watt fast charging 2.0. So you're going to get faster charging speeds on your battery with the Google Pixel 3 AXL. Now, in my opinion, they're both really, really slow compared to the faster charging speeds you get on the newer phones. But, they'll get the job done. Next thing, Pixel 2 XL, no face unlock. Google Pixel 3 AXL, no face unlock. So you're not getting face unlock on either device. All right. Now, when it comes down to the cameras, both cameras are great. Both have night sight, which, I know is important to a lot of people that take pictures at night, which I really don't take pictures at night except for if I'm testing a camera. I just don't do that. I prefer pictures in the daytime, but they do both take great photos at night. Now, there is a slight difference with the cameras, and I mean slight. Now, other than just the video shooting modes, the cameras are identical. I'm talking identical numbers across the board with the rear camera and the selfie camera. And you're only getting one camera on the back and one camera on the front. These did not have dual cameras or 3 or 4 cameras. It just wasn't like that, okay? All right. So, with the Google Pixel 2 XL, it shoots at 4K at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 30, 60, 120 frames per second. Also with electric image stabilization. Also, it shoots at 720p at 240 frames per second. So that's the difference. 720p at 240 frames per second. That's the 2XL. With the selfie camera on the 2XL, shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now, when you get to the Pixel 3 AXL, shoots in 4K at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 30, 60, and 120 frames per second. With the selfie camera, it shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now, the only difference, and I know and I hope y'all was paying attention, the only difference between the shooting modes with the video is that the 2XL shoots at 720p at 240 frames per second. That's slow motion. So there is no slow motion on the Google Pixel 3 AXL. Other than that, the cameras are virtually identical. You're going to get great video and great photos on both devices. So you're not going to have any issue with the cameras, because the Pixel cameras are one of the best cameras on the market, even these older models. So you're going to get, if you want a phone and you care about the photos, like that's really important, the photos and the videos, you're not going to go wrong with either one of these devices. You're going to get a great photo and video experience on both. And especially if you're trying to save money. Like I said, these phones, you can get both of them. Like, I know this one you can get under $200. This one you can get under $300. So if money matters and you're not looking to spend $5, $6, $7, $8, $9,000, you know, for a device. Now, if you're looking for a device that has a great camera, great cameras on the front and the back, great display, great software, great battery life, great speakers, you want to check out this device here. Either one. Now, I'll prefer the 3AXL only because the display, as far as the way they implemented the bezels, are better. And also it's a little wider. And I prefer a wider, bigger display. Now, for somebody that has small hands, you probably want to go with the Google Pixel 2XL. But either one you're going to be happy with, you're going to be satisfied with. And also the speakers on this device are louder and better, and the screen does get a little bit brighter. So if I had to pick between the two, I'm definitely going with the 3AXL. Even though this was a flagship, I still like this phone a little bit better. So that was my quick comparison between the Google Pixel 2XL and the Google Pixel 3 AXL. I do thank you very much for taking the time to view this content. And hope you guys are staying safe out there. Thank you to all my subscribers. Without you, this channel's not even possible. And I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.